So newer drivetrains have become more complicated and way more expensive, but I found something better. Today I'm telling you why a 9-speed drivetrain is the perfect balance of performance, price, and practicality. I can build a reliable drivetrain for my bike for less than $150. So let's start with what matters most, durability and strength. I've been wrenching on bikes for decades, from old friction shifters to modern 12-speed drivetrains. And the funny thing is, I keep coming back to a 9-speed. The chains are thicker, less fragile, and simply last longer. On my specialized mountain bike, I've logged thousands of miles with MicroSHIFT Advent 9 setup, and I haven't had a single failure. I even run 9-speed drivetrain on my 1000-watt mid-drive, and it's hauled fishing gear up mountains and carried me home through snowy winters, and I've never snapped a chain. For older steel frames like my Trek 970, that extra toughness just makes sense. The real game changer is the clutch. It keeps the chain tight, quiet, and exactly where it belongs, even when the trail gets tough. Two upgrades completely changed how I build drivetrains. First, when MicroSHIFT added a clutch to their 9-speed Advent derailleur. Second was the arrival of narrow-wide chain rings. These features used to be reserved to high-end 11 and 12-speed systems. But once MicroSHIFT brought a clutch to their Advent 9, I was all in. The chain stays quiet, no slapping, no drops, even when I'm bombing down hills or gravel washboards. Combine that clutch with a narrow-wide chain ring and the chain feels locked in place, solid and silent. Here's the part every home mechanic appreciates, finding quality parts that don't drain your wallet. Back in the summer of 2020, when Shimano parts were impossible to find, I stumbled onto MicroSHIFT. That first Advent 9 setup was an experiment, and I've been using it ever since. It's reliable, affordable, and still easy to find. I even keep spare group sets in the shop in order to repair anything that might go wrong on my bikes. The best part, you can build a complete 9-speed clutch drivetrain for about $120. Try doing that with a 12-speed setup. Another reason I stick with 9-speed, it's simple, forgiving, and just works. After years behind a repair stand, I've learned to appreciate well-designed components. Fewer cogs mean easier indexing and fewer chances for things to drift out of tune. You can pretty much pick up any 9-speed chain and it's just going to work over all kinds of brands. You could buy a Shimano 9, a SRAM, or even a no-name. Because of that wider tolerance, easier adjustability, that 9-speed chain is just going to work. And here's a little thing. Try putting a 12-speed SRAM chain on a Shimano setup. It's going to sound like a freight train. But with 9-speed, everything plays nice. So another thing I love about the MicroSHIFT setup, let me know another drivetrain in the comments where you can use your mountain bike setup on a drop bar. I know Q's is starting to bring that online, but you don't get a clutch in those systems. With MicroSHIFT, you can get that clutch, wide range, and convert between drop bar and flat bar. Just as simple as swapping out your bars. For me, it's the balance point. Durable like drivetrains I grew up with, yet refined enough to feel current. That clutch and wide range cassette gives the performance of a modern setup without the cost or complexity. MicroSHIFT hasn't sponsored me. I'm just all in on MicroSHIFT stuff. It's durable, it's priced right. I can have extra stuff sitting around to keep me riding. Breaking derailleurs is a real thing. Wearing out chains is a real thing, but having a setup that you can swap on easily and just know it's going to work is perfect. It might not be the most modern, but it is right. So in this video, I talked a lot about 9-speed drivetrains, but I also spotlighted my most recent build. If you'd like to see the build, I've got that video over here, and I would love it if you subscribed with this button over here. As always, stay tuned and enjoy the ride.